I'm supposed to write on a piece of paper, today's going to be a day of peace. Today's going to be a day of peace. Well, I think that if you really think about it, anger is just one of the feelings that people have. And to deny its place in your life, everything is proportional, like there's a place for anger, there's a place for everything in life. The question is how much energy you give to it. That's what I think. I mean, this cat can be really angry sometimes, but most of the time he's very peaceful, which makes him a healthy cat. If you were angry a lot, you definitely wouldn't be healthy. So it's part of your health, physical, mental, it's all together. The other thing I want to say about this monk walk, isn't it ironic that during this walk for peace, America starts a war? And I don't know how justified it is. Yes, some wars are justified. Let me tell you why. When somebody's threatening your peace, when somebody's doing things that are harming your security, not reacting would be stupid. We don't live in a monastery, We live in the real world. And I definitely live in the real world. And if it wasn't for the army protecting us, if it wasn't for all those amazing people giving their lives, sacrificing their lives, there would be terrorists living in this apartment and in this area. Especially in the Middle East, it's very clear. If you don't fight for what's yours, somebody's going to take it over and build a terror infrastructure in it, like they did in Gaza. It's like there's jihadist terrorists here, and if you don't fight them, they're going to take over your homes. That's how it is. That's what they did for some time. They were just taking over, and that's what they want to do. They want to take over. They want to kill everybody that's not with the same ideologies. So you can't just bring in this sort of pacifism into the Middle East, at least the Middle East. Maybe it works in America. Maybe Georgia is ready for unconditional peace. But when you look at the fact that these monks are escorted by police, doesn't it just show you the hypocrisy? Doesn't it expose the hypocrisy for you? Why would they need a police escort if there was so much peace in the world? Why would we need police? Imagine not having police in Georgia. Just let the people just break into stores and rape and kill and murder and just do horrible things. Police is very necessary. And the fact that people think that we don't need police, we don't need the army, we don't need wars, we can just live in peace, kumbaya. Well, apparently not so. Not so. I don't know what's happening in the recent war. I thought Iran would be the next war, so I was kind of weird. I was like, hey, what about Iran? Look what's happening in Iran, okay? You could be as peaceful as you want in Iran. You don't cover your hair as a woman, you're dead. You're executed. Whatever you say against the regime, you're executed. That's not a life, is it? It's not much of a peaceful life. And every free society on the face of this planet became so by fighting, by sacrificing hundreds, thousands, millions of people. There's not one free society in this planet, including the United States of America, who didn't get to be a free society without a war. And that's the irony. In order to live a peaceful life, you need to have an army, you need to have police force, and you can argue, you can kumbaya, you can hand out flowers, you can walk with your dog for kilometers, you can go to Washington, D.C. I doubt Trump will meet them. Every regime that's bowed down to fascism has brought itself disasters. And I predict one in New York as well. There's going to be a lot of trouble there as well. You don't bow down to fascism and expect everything is going to be hunky-dory. It just doesn't work that way. Didn't work in Nazi Germany, didn't work in any time of history where a fascist regime that executed people who disagreed with them got to stay in power without a battle, and that is called peace. That's not peace. What is peace really? Is a sort of harmony. And since people don't have this harmony, they need police and they need army. And since people are very greedy and have evil inclinations, pacifism doesn't work. And since there's no female representation, not even a cat representation, I think I call this movement a BS. Where's the cats, huh? Where's the cats? Cats won't need marching. I don't see a cat marching because cats are very independent thinkers. That's why. They have the best plan for peace on the face of this planet. Yeah, I hear you, brother. I hear you. Samuel B. Cat has spoken, and he says you have to fight for peace. You have to fight for your freedom. I mean, look at cats. If you put cats together, they will fight for a territory. They will not live in peace naturally. When you say, "Oh, peace is natural," look at nature. Look at nature. Look how animals live. Are they peaceful? Are they just laying there and waiting for things to happen, or do they fight for what theirs? And that's the real world from us. Have a nice Sabbath. I do love my peace, but I know I have to fight for it, because if I didn't have a police force, an army force, I wouldn't be able to live in my nice little apartment. I would be invaded by jihadist terrorists. That's what's going to happen in New York. That's what's going to happen anywhere where people think that you can just live and let live. Peace, light, and love.